There was a great gunfight in an attempt to stop this burial. And these were the men who gathered at the church to stop it. Series name is Gangs of London. Earlier that day, pallbearers loaded the coffin into a waiting hearse that was proceeding to church for the committal service. Without talking to each other, everyone got into their vehicles feeling sad for the rested soul. The hearse drove out first and then Miriam slowly followed it on foot to bury her son. Meanwhile, Juan bid goodbye to his emotional wife and then him with his men entered their vehicles headed to crush the funeral. In the meantime, grieving Miriam and her bodyguard walked behind the hearse as it arrived at the cathedral. The pallbearers slowly exited the hearse to take the coffin and then they carefully carried it into the church. With Miriam walking slowly behind the pallbearers, they took the coffin off their shoulders and placed it at the altar. Afterwards, they turned towards the altar, bowed respectfully and started leaving towards opposite directions. As this was happening, Juan was watching from his car parked across the street. His partner was smoking and he stopped Juan from exiting the vehicle. And then he made a call to his men ordering them to move in. Immediately, their vehicles came to the cathedral and men carrying guns exited. Shortly, Juan and his partner joined them, took their guns and they all walked towards the church entrance. Cathedral doors flung open as they entered, guns drawn. Looking around, the mourners were nowhere to be found even as they pointed guns up towards the terraces. The armed men streamed through the church all ready for war. However, they put their guns down after seeing the coffin alone at the altar and heard the door close behind them. That's when they realized that they were trapped. Immediately, someone popped up and they all pointed guns and then Miriam appeared from nowhere and fatally shot Juan. The other men started shooting to defend themselves, causing a gunfight to break out in the church. Later on, after defeating Juan, the family proceeded to the cemetery and then Miriam's bodyguard opened the car door for her. The coffin was lowered into the grave and then the priest led a final prayer before bending to collect soil and throwing it into the grave. Afterwards, Miriam approached the grave, then she bent to pick some soil and threw it in.